Starting a new company has always been a hit or fail proposition. According to a decade-old formula, the first thing every entrepreneur is to write a business plan, which is more or less a static document. In a nutshell, what it really is, it's a research document that is written in an isolation in the desk of an entrepreneur. So once an entrepreneur with a convincing business plan raises money from an investor, he or she focuses on developing the product, again in an isolated fashion. And after building the product and launching the product, does the entrepreneur go out and get significant customer validation? And this is where most startups fail. In fact, 95% of all startups never reach their third birthday. And now we know why. These startups have been using tools that were great for running companies, but not for starting companies. In other words, business plan and competitive analysis and 5 forces model, these are all wonderful tools for existing companies, to run existing companies. But in fact, for startups, they are toxic. We at Cubic do it the other way around. Instead of doing customer development at the end, we do this at the beginning. So what we follow is the so-called the lean startup methodology. And what we do here at Cubic is we customize the lean startup methodology to make it relevant for our Qatari environment. And this lean startup version of us has 3 components. Number 1, it's a business model canvas. Number 2, the customer development process. And number 3, local exercises and business case that we develop from our Qatari entrepreneurs. We're going to go through one by one. Number 1, what we use is the business model canvas developed by Alexander Osterwalder. So instead of writing a 55 or 70 pages business plan, what entrepreneurs understand in day 1 is what they have is just guesses. What we call the hypothesis. So instead of writing a business plan, they're using business model canvas as one big sheet and put down all the guesses for each element. The canvas has 9 components, and the entrepreneurs put down what they believe is right on day 1. And then what we use is the number 2, is the customer development process developed by Steve Blank. It says the customer development process, go out to the customers, partners, potential buyers, and etc., to validate each component of the business model canvas and then come back, either changes, make some minor changes, or pivots, big changes in the business model canvas. And then the third component of our lean startup program is what we call the local cases and exercises. So unlike any other institution, we use Qatari startup business cases. So instead of using business cases from abroad that have low relevance for our Qatari market, we developed our own Qatari business cases in order to make it relevant and meaningful to our entrepreneurs. And we also do exercises, some very, very tough and crazy exercises to make our entrepreneurs completely customer-oriented. And when we say customer-oriented, it's not in the first place going out and talking to customers, but it's actually going out and listening to customers, actively listening to customers in order to develop something that the customer needs. This is overall the summary of the lean startup methodology that we have developed and customized for our Qatari market. In addition, we were also honored to have had Professor Nizam Hindi to teach our entrepreneurs Finance 101. And finally, we put our entrepreneurs into what we call the hot seat. It's a special exercises in order to kill their ego and make them ready to pitch today.